it's Megan, Stitching Moon, back for another video about my cross stitch. And today is Flosstube number 38. It's April 13th, 2023. And it feels like it's been a while, even though it's only been like 2.5 weeks from my last video. But I think because so much has kind of happened, or just I've transitioned so much in my life that time feels different. So I have a lot to share today. I have my whips. I want to talk about kind of a change in my plans that I've had, and a little bit of haul, some shout outs, a little not really plans anymore, but yeah. So I kind of went rogue in my stitching over the past few weeks. I had a very well laid out plan of what I wanted to do that I followed since the beginning of the year, and it was kind of rotating through 4 different projects that was like my rotation. And I do have a plan, or hopefully still have the plan, to finish my oldest whip this year. And then it was to finish a Q-snap on one of my full coverages, and choose a random project to work on, and then an advent animal, which I'll show you on my advent calendar. So I did that a little bit since we last talked, but I also kind of went rogue. I think because of all the transition, I recently changed jobs, which was a huge transition because I went from working at home for like 10 years to actually going somewhere, and it's a completely different job and experience than anything I've had before. I'm living in Norway, for those of you who don't know or are new, welcome. And I'm American, but I finally got my first Norwegian job, which is awesome. But I used to do things on the computer, health coaching on the computer, and I switched to working in a nursing home, doing hands-on day-to-day care with the patients there. So very, very different schedule and everything, and it's more on my feet all day, which I'm not used to, physical labor, like lifting people. So I've been pretty tired most of the time. I'm starting to get my energy back, but it's also kind of led to, I talked about last time, it was like decreasing my stitching in a way. Like I just felt too tired to do a lot, or I don't know, just wasn't quite in that mood. And I think what was contributing it was like the plans that I had, because I didn't always feel like working on what I had planned for that day. So I tried to like push myself, but I'm like, no, I don't want to do what I don't want to do. So I just decided to like pick whatever I wanted, stitch what you want when you want. And that's definitely helped. And that's like foreign to me because I'm used to following a structure or having something else decide for me what I'm going to stitch on. So it's been nice though, a nice change, and I think just what I need right now. So I don't know how long I'll do that for, but just, yeah, we'll see. So I have a lot to show you. I have, what is it, seven projects, so a little more variety. Also, I just want to mention before we get in, because I'm really excited about it, but I actually started a new YouTube channel that it doesn't have to do with cross stitch, but it really has to do with another of my passions, which, as I've said, I've been working as a health coach, and I'm a registered dietitian for the last 10 years. But I'm also a mind-body eating coach, and that's really where my passion in that field is. So since I've kind of stopped doing my old job coaching, now I just feel called to do more of that kind of holistic mind-body, changing your relationship to food kind of thing. So I'm going to link that below. I just started it yesterday, so if you're interested, or if you know anyone who might be interested in that, then please check it out, share it if you know somebody who might benefit from that. So yeah, I'm excited about that. But going back into stitching. So I'll show you first the things you've been seeing if you've been watching my channel. And the first one is the one that was my oldest whip, but only from 2021. And it is, I don't even know anymore, like what I hope to finish this year. And that is Queen of Silk, sorry for the glare, a kit from Design Works. And it is big. So I don't think I did a ton since I last showed you. Just maybe, oh sorry, it's still in the hoop because I was supposed to do it more. But so yeah, there's a little hoop mark here, but yeah, I love how it looks. Like, it's beautiful. And in person, you can see some of the blending filament or the gold sparkles, but it doesn't quite show up on camera. So I've been working down in her dress. And my plan is to go in like diagonals here just to like line it up with this area before I go back to the top and work down in like 10 by 10 squares, roughly. So I don't know if I showed you the last time, but you can see this little bird here. And it's got like French knot for the eye, and I'm doing back stitching sort of as I go. So I also did some back stitching since last time, which is just the middle, like kind of this area where it's like showing the folds of the dress. So yeah, when I take it out, I want to work on it again. But this is on all the things that the kit came from. It's a 14 count Aida, but it's like the softest Aida I've ever worked with. So that's really nice. So yeah, Queen of Silk. I'm still waiting for the extra threads that I've run out of, including that gold from, so I emailed the company and they said they would send it. I never got it, so I emailed them again. They said they would resend it. Still haven't got it. I don't know. Maybe they have the wrong address, even though I put it in right. But if not, apparently that's DMC and they have the number, so you can actually go out and just buy the DMC, which is nice. I don't have to guess or like match up things, so I might have to do that, even though DMC here is really expensive. I'd probably spend like almost what I got the kit for. But anyway, next one is / was my full coverage focus, which I recently just started for Suki the Brown-Eyed Stitcher's birthday. Home in the Mountains, which is Rivendell from Lord of the Rings. And I love this. It's so gorgeous. And it's my biggest project. I really didn't do much since you last saw it. Maybe only a couple hundred stitches, because this one this is one of the ones I was trying to force myself to work on because it is a lot of work. It has a lot of blends, like 70 blends, and it was just a lot of work when I was feeling so tired. So I wasn't really feeling it, even though I love how it's coming out. That's where it is. Like, look at the details in those trees. And I love the colors of like those yellows. And I'm getting over to like the waterfall over here. So that's exciting. I'm doing it in 2/1 10 stitch. And it's on 25 count even weave, or well, easy guide, as you can see. But yeah, I love it. It's just, I have to be in the mindset or like have the energy to do it. Oh, but it's coming out so good. It's going to be amazing. This needle minder isn't really okay. So, oh yeah, numbers. I have 4,123 stitches and I'm only at 1.19%. The next one is another familiar one, and that is my Advent Animals. The patterns are Brooke's books that are free patterns. There's 25 of them that you can download. And I I did another animal since you last saw it, which is Sophie Squirrel. Oh, and she's so cute. And this one took a little time just because there were so many color changes, but I think she came out really nice. So my plan had been, and it's still, like, I still do want to try and finish this year too, in time for Christmas. So, just not sure right now when I'll pull it out. I'm really just going with what's calling to me at the moment to help me keep on stitching. But this is on, oh yeah, this is on the called for fabric, which is 28 count Babbling Brooke Jobelin, yeah. So 12 of them done. I'm almost halfway. Okay. The next one was still when I was doing my rotation, and it was the random wheel spin, which is funny because of all the whips that I have, it chose the same one that it did the last time. And it's nice. I got more progress on it. Like, I love, like, the point where I'm at now. It's like going faster and I'm seeing more, so it's more exciting. And it's my Gecko Rouge kit. She wanted the rainbow artwork by Lindy Gaskill. And this was an awesome one to bring in spring. Love the colors in this one and the artwork. And the saying, she wanted the rainbow, so she put up with the rain. Okay, so this one is on 18 count fabric, 2/1 full cross. But look, I'm at the words. That's so fun. And it's less confetti now that I'm getting into that cloud with all the blues. So yeah, I'm very happy with my progress on this one. I am at, let's see, 3850 stitches, and it's already 12.22%. It's not that big. So yeah, I'm very happy about that. All right, so the next ones you're gonna see are just the ones that I really, oops, I forgot to put the picture in. I was really calling to me. So I just picked those out and stitched on those for however long I felt like it. So the first one, kind of funny since it's a winter one and I'm sick of winter and we're going into spring, but I just really wanted to work on it. It's a gold collection Petite. A Kiss for Snowman. So cute. Using all the kit stuff, and it's 18 count Ada. And here is where I'm at. So I worked in finishing up the background over here, and then came down to work on this girl's coat. Oh, and oh yeah, I filled in this whole hat. It was just like the pom-pom in this part. So yeah, filled in that whole hat area. And I don't have any backstitch in this so far, and I still really love the detail and like it pops like the dimensions. Dimensions, hence the name. So I'm really, really liking this. And then these little holes in it, I guess, are snow. But I also think there's going to be a lot of French knots for the snowflakes later on. So this one I'm saving the backstitch for the end. Partly because the way I'm stitching it, I actually took a photo of the paper pattern and uploaded that in my iPad in just iBooks, and that's super easy with any paper patterns that I have. Like, I try and do that, except for one, I don't know why. But yeah, all you do, if you have an iPad, you just use the iPad to take a picture of the pattern. And if it's a big pattern, you can just do it in sections, which I did with my Queen of Silk. And then once it's on there, you just open iBooks, which is automatically on like the iPad as an app. And then it says there's like a way to like upload things. And all you do is say upload and go to photos. And then you just click that and it uploads into iBooks, and then you can mark it up. So you can highlight what you've done. And that's super nice. I love that. It's not quite like Pattern Keeper because you can't like search for the symbols, but it works really well for paper patterns. But the reason I'm not doing backstitch is partly when I highlight it, it's like covering the backstitch, and I don't want to undo or unhighlight where I've done because I'll get all confused. So I'm kind of waiting on the end for this one to do the backstitch. So yeah, happy with my progress. I think I worked on this either 2 or 3 days. Okay, and if you want to see this finished, I know Elisa from eCrafting Colorado finished this, and we kind of started at the same time, but she just flew through it. Okay, next one I pulled out, mostly because I needed something simple, just the way that I was feeling. I needed like just something I could do without thinking much, and only has 2 colors. So that is Mongolia Sampler. I don't think, do I have a, yeah, I do have a picture of what it will look like, but I'm sorry. All my pictures, most of my pictures are very wrinkled because I just have them in my stuff and there's not a special place for them, so they get very wrinkled. But here is what it's going to look like. It's from Galliana cross stitch on Etsy. And the highlights are what like kind of she hid in the project. That I'm actually going to do in another color. And they're all about things. This is from 2020. A lot of things about COVID. That's the COVID molecules standing 2 meters apart from each other. A film strip because we did more movie watching during lockdowns. And the kangaroos because of the fires in Australia. I think the designer might be Australian. And yeah, tea. I mean, for me, it would be coffee, but like time for taking little breaks and tea breaks and things. Books, because people might have been reading more, had more time for that. A doorway, maybe a doorway to kind of getting into another space or out of that situation. This is WHO for the World Health Organization. Garden things, maybe people had more time to garden. A key here, maybe the key to finding a solution. So it's fun, and I love the way it's coming out. Okay. Yeah, so here it is. Hold it back first. I've done the whole border. The red are the hidden things. And I'm doing it on 16 count Aida, another really soft Aida. And I worked, basically what I did was, this was maybe, like this corner was all blank and then it was maybe stitched up to here. So I did all of that and then I started over here. So I got the little kangaroo. But yeah, I'm loving how this is coming out. It looks so cool. So I got, in total it is 10,657 stitches and it's 32.86%. So that was a nice break for just like my mind. And okay, I think we're down to the last one now. And I'm still working on this. This one's still calling to me. So this one I haven't shown you in a bit, but it is Children on the Beach, the painting by Mary Cassatt and charted by Cross Stitch Collectibles. And the reason I'm stitching this is because it's nostalgic, because I had a painting of this growing up, and this little girl here had looked like me when I was little, and it also now looks like my daughter, or when she was about 1. It looked like her. She's now 3. So I really needed to stitch this. And I had finished a whole Q-snap before, but now it's in the Q-snap in another section, so I'm not gonna take it all out, but you can see that in some of my older videos. So I am doing this on, sorry, this is my Lowry stand. I'm still working on it, so I didn't feel like taking it out, but yeah, it's on 18 count Aida 2/1 full cross, and I chose the 18 count because that's the size like I wanted it to be, kind of like the painting size that we had almost. But I'm now working on this section and filling in the sky. So I worked so far, this was like up here, you know, a straight line. So far I've done that part in maybe 2.5 days. So far it is at 23,445 stitches and it's 21.12%. Farthest on any of my full coverages. And this is the second girl with the hat, and then I've finished like the top of her head, which looks really good. So this, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so originally I was going to work this down, like move the Q-snap down, and just to get some like variation from the blues in the sky and like do more of the sand and this girl. But I didn't leave my borders long enough on this one for the Q-snap. So in order to like work the edges down here, I would have had to just do it in hand. And I did start that a little while ago, but I just wasn't in the mood for that. Like, again, I just wanted something easy. So I just decided to go over here first, and I'll save that for when I don't know, feel like I have a little more energy to do that. So for now, I'll try and like finish up this Q-snap, I guess. Go to the edge. I don't know if I'll have enough room. Like, I don't know if it ends here or not. I might have to, again, do that part by hand, but we'll see. So yeah, that was all my progress on my whips. So I don't know. I don't really have plans as of this point. Just kind of, it'll be a surprise, which is fun. But I do have a little bit of haul, because even though I'm not buying, or my goal is not to buy anything, it's not going, I kind of stopped that, but I haven't bought a lot, like way less than I've bought last year, way less. I haven't 100% stuck with that. Like, I got something recently for like $25. And then this was a gift actually, because my husband wanted to give me something for just starting this new job and kind of pushing myself out of my comfort zone. So I got a couple kits. I have a problem with collecting kits. I'm never going to be able to stitch them all, especially with all the full coverages I also want to do. So I don't know, but it's fun to collect. So this one is Riolis, and it's Northern Fairy Tale. And the Northern Lights is why I got this, because I recently just saw the Northern Lights for the first time in Norway. Like in early March. They were really strong and going all over the place. So I got to see those. So that was in my mind. So I just wanted to get that. Love the colors. And I guess it's snowing too, which is kind of weird because like when the sky is cloudy, you don't see the Northern Lights. So I'm guessing over here it's not snowing, but like here it's in the front it's snowing. I don't know. So there's that one. And then this one I got because it reminds me of my husband and I on our honeymoon. It's an RTO kit. And what is it called? Wind of the Roofs, which is kind of a weird name, but they're in France because, well, actually you can't, I think it says they're in France, or it said it in the description. And on our honeymoon, we went to Italy, France, and Spain. And when we were in France, we had kind of like picnics like this with some wine, some bread, fresh bread and cheese. Love that, like, simple meal. And we stayed in a couple places in France, so this just kind of reminded me of that. And it could be us, like, this guy though kind of looks weird because he doesn't have a neck, but other than that, like, that could be the back of my head maybe. Brown hair, and he has brown hair. Well, actually no, he doesn't really have hair. He shaved it off because, yeah, anyway. So anyway, it could be, it just reminds me of that. And I have another one of RTO that reminds me of when we first started dating. So these could be like nice little companion pieces. Okay, that was all the haul for today. I do have a few shout outs. One is the Keystone Stitcher, who I just found actually because she also gave me a shout out, so thank you. Then I can find like her channel. So yeah, she does some full coverages, and one of them she showed was actually my design, which was amazing to see. I have an Etsy shop where I have some full coverage patterns, and this one was from the artist Giuseppe Macconi, excuse me, who lives in my town. And yeah, so she started that, and it looks great. It's just in the background so far, but it's so cool to see like your designs come to life. So I'll link her in the description and go check her out. She also had, like, in her last video, I think it was her last video, where she talked about like the stages of grief in going through, you know, a cross stitch that doesn't quite come out the way expected, and I thought that was very interesting. And then also the Budget Stitcher, who I've watched before, and I love how she does and has like so many kits, just like I do, but she starts way more than me. I have so many I need to start and want to start, but at the same time I don't want to overwhelm myself with too many whips. So anyway, but she's got a lot. She does kit parades, which I love, love, love to watch. And yeah, so she has some good progress. I'll link her. And then there's Vera's Stitching Corner, another one that I recently found because she also gave me a shout out, so thank you. And the one I watched was A Stitch With Me, and then I also watched another of her recent regular ones. And she has like such a soothing voice that's easy to listen to. I don't usually watch Stitch With Me's, but I love, you know, kind of what she talked about. Very interesting, very smart, thoughtful. So I'll link her as well. So is that all I have? Yeah, I don't really have much life updates other than like the job thing. So yeah, that's all for today. So see you next time.